Joined by SABC News reporter Lerato Makola, who joins us now in studio. Lerato, thank you so much for your time. And now you spent much of today, right, in Soweto, covering that very tragic story coming out from Protea Glen. Let's start off here. What did you find when you got to the scene there this morning? How was the mood of the community?
Well, Mbali, what a devastating weekend for the Protea Glen community and the two families. Well, the mood when you got there, it was somber. You know, what was meant to be an intimate birthday celebration, it turned out to be an unimaginable violence. Well, and when we arrived there, I did try to engage with one of the eyewitnesses, but she was hurt. You know, she couldn't speak. She's the neighbor. When we tried to engage with her, you could see that she's hurt, she's devastated, she's shocked. And the community members as well, you could see that they're shocked as well. And when we engaged with the friend who was not comfortable to appear on TV, she mentioned that this incident, it has left her devastated. You know, she was not expecting this, as the police officer, both the police captain who shot his girlfriend and the brother, the girlfriend and the police officer, they were both police officers, the girlfriend and the captain. So she mentioned that they were just chilling, and then as the community members, they had gunshots and they thought maybe it's a robbery, and then they called the police. And when the police captain realized that there are police officers outside, and then he turned the gun on himself and he shot himself. So the mood, you know, when I arrived there, I could see the young children, because they have two children, 15-year-old and 8-year-old. And when they told us, the friend told us that when the incident occurred, the children, they were both inside the house. And what we know is that 3 people were injured and 3 people passed away. So the 3 people who passed away is the police captain, the girlfriend, and her brother. And then the 3, they were transported to hospital.
Yeah, earlier on, I mean, we heard from the police that they were actually in a relationship. But that's something that you heard on the scene that was quite different, right? From the best friend of the police officer. Do we know now, were they in a relationship, or were they co-parenting, like some reports are indicating?
Well, Mbali, the best friend, she mentioned that they were co-parenting, and she said that it's been a year, 1 year, 6 months since they've separated. So they were co-parenting, and when the captain, he came to check his, to visit, to check his children, she mentioned that it's been 1 year, 6 months since they're separated. So now we know that they were not in a relationship. They were its ex-boyfriend and an ex-girlfriend.
But what could have led to this incident? What are people who are very close to the story saying about the relationship of these 2 officers? Because it seems as if there was some sort of civil co-parenting taking place between the 2 officers.
Well, Mbali, they've mentioned that they were in love, but it happened that they separate. And well, they've described the police captain as someone who's very shy, someone they didn't think that he would do something like this. They've mentioned that the police officer, the girlfriend, she was living alone with her 2 kids, and the relationship, they did mention that they had a healthy co-parenting. So the motive behind the killing is still unknown. They are still asking themselves questions. Even the grandmother, she is 68 years, the grandmother of the girlfriend, the police officer, and she was devastated when we engaged with her. You could see that she's hurt. She couldn't speak. And she was crying, you know. It was very sad to see the families, both families, and the family of the police officer, the girlfriend. They've lost a brother, they've lost a sister, they've lost an aunt. So it was very sad to see the family and the children as well.
And how are you feeling after covering a story of that nature, Lerato? Because, I mean, it's quite tragic to be in that space and, you know, to see, you know, the scene also just play out, you know, the mop-up operations of this crime scene. And to see parents who are devastated, who have lost, you know, like you're saying, this mother who has lost 2 of her children.
Bali, it was hard. You know, I cried. I couldn't speak at some point. I couldn't utter a single word because when I tried to interview the families, there was the brother of the police officer, the girlfriend. You could see that he's hurt, Bali. Even when I tried to engage with him, it was very sad to see him in that state. And we saw blood. The blood was streaming out of the home, and you could hear the smell. Like I could smell it. It was very uncomfortable for me to see the children. You know, they've lost their mother. They're still young, and it was very hard for me to just see them and the sisters crying. It was hard.
Yeah, certainly it was. It's not an easy story to cover, Lerato. Thank you so much for your time. That's SABC News reporter Lerato Makola covering that story for us, taking place in Protea Glen today. And let's